Cassius Clay, the gimmick man to the last, comes into the ring with this monster crown on his head and all the way down to the ringside through the rows of people with umbrellas. So people were throwing things and trying to knock the crown off his head. And now the big cheer goes up. There's no doubt about which side the crowd is on. It's for Henry Cooper, the British champion, who will now make his way to the ring while Cassius Clay does his preliminary warm-up. No gimmicks for Henry Cooper, the man who's maintained a most dignified silence all the way through the pre-fight ballyhoo. The quiet man from Bellingham, Henry Cooper, the British champion, 29 years old, facing tonight his biggest test against the unbeaten Cassius Clay from America. And I imagine there are a lot of people sitting around the ringside here in the open air of Wembley tonight who may well think that by coming into the ring with that ridiculous crown on his head, Mr. Clay is doing his best to cheapen the professional fight game. And I must say I'm inclined to share those views myself.
Will you take your seats, please,
the
gentlemen?
Cooper twins on the back, written on the back of the second Joe Luce's shirt. The portly figure of Mr. Jim Wicks, standing at the rear of that group there in Cooper's corner on the left. MC Johnny Best on the right-hand side. Cassius Clay, the greatest, according to the legend, on his crimson silk dressing gown. 21 years old, 18 fights, 18 wins, 14 of them inside the distance, including 4 by knockout. Clay won the 1960 Olympic light heavyweight championship. Since he turned professional, he's boasted that he's going to go right to the top, and he's now known as Gaseous Cassius, or the Louisville Lip and the Louisville Loudmouth. Here's Cooper, 29 last month, the left hook specialist, 36 fights. He's won 27, 19 of them inside the distance, including 4 by knockout. He's lost 8, and he's drawn 1. Henry Cooper, champion since 1959. And there's Clay silhouetted against the night sky, the sky rapidly darkening, with an impressive backdrop of dark, menacing clouds. The rain now just beginning to ease off. The handsome figure of Cassius Marcellus Clay, the greatest showman in professional boxing for many, many years. Perhaps the biggest clown in the game since Max Baer before the war. And tonight is the first night we've had open-air professional boxing in the Wembley Stadium since June the 25th, 1935. 28 years, all but a week, since Walter Neusel, the German, beat Jack Peterson of England. Peterson's seconds threw in the towel at the end of the 10th round because of Peterson's cuts. That was 28 years ago, and now here we are back at Wembley for the great fight night of 1963 in Britain, Cooper versus Clay. Ten rounds they have to go. Here's MC Johnny Best.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event, an international heavyweight contest, 10 rounds, 3 minutes each round. Presenting from Bellingham, the heavyweight champion of Great Britain and the British Empire, Henry Cooper. From Louisville, Kentucky, Cassius Marcellus Clay. The weights: Cooper, 13 stone, 3.5 pounds. Clay, 14 stone, 11 pounds. the officials, the referee, Mr. Tommy Little, the timekeeper, Mr. Stan Courtney.
And Cooper's come into the ring unexpectedly light, 13.3½. He has to give away rather more than a stone and a half to Clay.
Everything I've told you. Shake hands, when the bell rings, come out boxing, and may the best man win.
Brief instructions from Tommy Little, the referee. So here we go. The fight of the year, Clay from the right-hand corner against Cooper of Britain. And Clay has said, I'll beat him in 5. We'll see. A lot of people think that Cooper's big chance is to go in early with his left hook and try and nail Clay. Clay, 6'2½". Cooper, 6'1½". Clay really is a fine figure of a man. All muscle. Cooper quick to pick up the left hook, and he's going in and he's hurt Clay. Clay's hanging on and he's blinking and frowning. In the first 30 seconds, the left hook of Cooper scores quickly. And Clay's nose is bleeding in the first minute from the left hook of Cooper. First blood to Cooper. And Cooper has certainly not come out apprehensively tonight. The man who started so many fights too quietly, Cooper has come out full of fight. And now Clay is arguing with the referee that Cooper's trying to hold him and he's getting angry. And at one stage there, I thought he even poked his arm out at Mr. Tommy Little, the referee. Well, this is a sensational start to this fight. Clay has gone fighting mad. Clay showing he's not holding inside. There's blood on Cooper's left shoulder, and that comes from Clay's nose. That left hand of Cooper's is right into Clay's face, and he's scoring heavily with it, and he's hurting the American. A sensational start to this fight. And Cooper right on top with half a minute to go in the first. There's the bell to end the first. And that first round has done wonders for British professional boxing. People are on their feet at the ringside now cheering Cooper. A fantastic start by the British champion. Completely overthrown all his old nervousness at the start and come out there a fighting man, Cooper. Hurt Clay in the first minute with a left hook and has done well since. Left hooks and jabs, he's drawn blood from Clay's nose. He's hurt Clay, and Clay has been forced to complain because he was very troubled indeed. Let's have a look at Clay. The great Cassius Clay, right out of his stride in the first round, angrily demonstrating with the referee in that first round that he didn't like Cooper's holding, complaining somewhat petulantly about it. This man who's never been beaten, now the crowd is starting up a fantastic roar for Cooper. This is quite the most extraordinary fight night I've ever experienced in Britain. The first 3 minutes have been extraordinary. Round 2. There's Cooper. Can he beat Clay and put British professional boxing right on top of the heavyweight world? slightly disturbing fault after that first round. Cooper hit him hard with the left hook several times, but he didn't go down or even show a sign of going down, Clay. He can take a punch. Clay trying to open up his own left jab and hook. Not much right hand punching so far. Clay now working on Cooper's face. Over the top of Clay's right hand. He's full of confidence, Henry. Clay's left jab beginning to get to work in the second. He's steadied up a little bit. This is Cooper's left hook against the left jab of Clay, and there's no telling at this stage which punch is going to come out on top. Cooper's right hand, the first time he's shown it. Half a minute to go in the second. And now Cooper seems to be cut slightly underneath the left eye. It's nothing serious. That left jab of Clay is beginning to get very accurate and steady into Cooper's face. And Cooper is cut, or rather grazed, underneath his left eye. It's a battle of left hands between these two. And as the bell ends the second, so Cooper's cut underneath his left eye has worsened slightly after a couple of left jabs on it from Clay. So Cooper, after 6 minutes boxing, is cut underneath the left eye. One of the things that was feared. He always cuts easily, Cooper, but it's underneath the eye and not over, which means that it's not nearly as serious as it might be. Henry Cooper, the 29-year-old British champion, 27 wins in 36 fights. At one time leading challenger for the world title until 1961, when Zora Foley of Arizona knocked him out in 2 rounds. One of Cooper's bad nights. Tonight is one of his really good nights. In fact, it's his greatest night. Cooper against Clay. Let's look at Clay. Cassius Marcellus, the 1960 Olympic light heavyweight champion, the man who's been promised a fight with the winner of Liston and Patterson if he comes through this tonight. The handsome Cassius Clay coming out for round 3 after the shock of his life in the first round. The rain has stopped. The excitement has really started among the crowd here who've seen Cooper take the fight to Clay. And these 40 or 50,000 people in Wembley are all on Henry Cooper's side. Cooper's left eye patched up now, and still he hooks with that left hand. And now he's cut over the left eye. Henry Cooper is cut over the left eye, and it looks to me like a very bad cut indeed. This is tragedy for Cooper in the third round, with only 40 seconds gone, and Cooper is very badly cut over the left eye. This is what we always feared about Cooper. Round 3. He's going to have a job to get through with that eye. Tommy Little's having a look at it. Cooper now fighting desperately because he knows that his time may be short. There you can see he's apprehensively feeling for it with the left hand. Cooper's got to try and finish it now if he can. Clay is unmarked. That handsome face of the American Negro, completely unmarked. Cooper trying to nail him in the third if he can. There's no telling now how long he's got to go, Cooper, with that eye. A minute left in the third. Clay now, look at him, he's got his arms down, he's contemptuously treating Cooper, his arms are down by his hips. Just using his feet to keep away from Cooper. This is complete cheek on the part of Clay, who feels that he's got it in the bag because of that eye. Half a minute to go in the third. Clay has taken all of Cooper's punches and stood up to them. Clay hardly bothering to punch in this round now. He's just threatening and he's teasing Cooper. He's trying to make Cooper look small in the third round, and Cooper's left eye is a very sorry sight indeed. It really is. It's cut above and below. Danny Holland, with the swab sticks in his mouth there, is going to have to work really hard to try and staunch the flow of blood from that eye. It really is a bad one. Mr. Little, entering up his scorecard over in a neutral corner, will probably come over and have a look at it in a minute. I'm watching for Mr. Little to make his move, but he hasn't moved yet. He's letting the corner work on it. So, after the greatest fight of his career so far, Henry Cooper under severe handicap now as he comes out for round 4 against Cassius Clay. Clay completely unmarked and looking set for victory because of this handicap to Cooper's left eye. Well, they've worked on it. Tommy Little chasing Cooper's seconds out. Round 4. Sitting down at the ringside is one of Clay's 11 managers, Bill Faversham, and he called out to Clay in the interval, cut out the funny business and get down to work. So the Clay people are not too happy with their man. He was certainly teasing Cooper in the third. This is not the way to go about things when you're a world heavyweight contender. And Cooper's eye already bleeding again in the 4th round. Above and below, 2 streams of blood. And poor Cooper keeps putting his left glove up there to that eye as though he can hardly believe his bad luck. The 4th round, and one looks for a sign that a left hook from Cooper can really hurt this man, but apart from the opening minute, he hasn't seemed to hurt Clay very much with his punches. He's put as many left hooks in as he can get, and Clay has taken them all somewhat contemptuously. And now Clay is just jabbing casually with his left hand. Dancing around on the outside of Cooper, flicking out the left hand. He only seems to be half here, his mind seems to be half away, somewhere else. He's just treating Cooper almost as a plaything here, but that's the sort of chance you can take once too often, and if Henry nails him, anything might happen. and he's up at about 3, Clay. That was the end of the 4th round, and he hit him about 2 seconds before the end of the round with a left hook. Clay took one chance too many, and he still doesn't know where he is. He's still half out, Clay. They're working furiously on him in the corner. Angelo Dundee, his trainer, he really is giving him a talking to. Cooper's left hook finally scores, and Clay was down 2 seconds from the end of the 4th round and got up just after the bell, and he doesn't know where he is. He's looking at his corner, and something extraordinary has happened, because referee Tommy Little has gone over to the timekeeper to ask something. Tommy Little has gone to Clay's corner now to talk to them, and I think Clay has got a torn glove. Oh no, it seems to be all right. And out we come to round 5. And now round 5 is the round in which Clay said he would beat Cooper, but now this crowd at Wembley are beginning to bay for a Cooper win. Clay on the floor at the end of the 4th, and now fighting to preserve his professional life here against Henry Cooper. And now Cooper's left eye is really in a shocking state. It really is now. Cooper's left eye is pouring blood. Gum shoots flying out. Henry is dripping blood. And I think Tommy Little will have to stop this, because Cooper's eye is really in an absolutely appalling state. It is the worst cut eye I've seen for a very, very long time indeed. I do not see how he can let this go much further. It's round 5. And now he's slipping in, and I think this is it. The towel has come in from Cooper's corner, and Tommy Little's looking at it, and he's had to stop the fight. There was no alternative. He had to stop the fight, Tommy Little. It's all over in round 5. And Clay is getting bombarded with programs from angry ringsiders. The man who was put down at the end of the 4th round. And Cooper, although he's been beaten on a cut eye, is far from disgraced.